everyone, it's good to be back, and we have Phil here with us. Welcome to Tech Newsday, and this week's episode is brought to you by Stitch Fix. We'll tell you more about them later, but for now, the tech news. Phil, why don't you just start? I've been exhausted from weeks away or 10 days away.
You have really earned to stand there and listen to me talk.
Yes.
So artificial intelligence is something that's always been in the back of everyone's minds, whether it's in some kind of dystopian sci-fi movie sort of way, or in the realistic version where eventually robots steal everybody's jobs, even if your job isn't physical in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, we've seen AI do things like create music, write sitcoms, write poetry, tweet, or just solve simple problems that we throw at, like answering questions, identifying things, or making reservations. Beep, boop. I want to eat it. I want a McRib. No.
Nothing like an AI trying to get you a reservation at McDonald's. The greatest challenge.
I'm sorry, sir. The McRib is not bad.
We are fully booked tonight. Most of the time, though, the results, they're not really that great. And because of that, we typically find a bit of fun in reading out whatever these things put out. It's like asking a 3-year-old to write poetry or a Simpsons spec script. It's not very good in the traditional sense, but it's usually great because it's just so darn cute to watch them try.
And it is poochy.
It's whatever comes out of them, even a 3-year-old or an AI, it's mostly ridiculous and nonsensical. It's the reason that parents let their children get close to Bill Cosby for so long. Because like AI, kids say the darndest things.
I don't know if I agree right on the nose with your comparison, but A for effort. Well, okay, so unlike Bill Cosby, artificial intelligence has been getting better as the years go by.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see, now I see where you went there.
Yep.
And while it's still not perfect, as we're about to demonstrate, you'll see soon. So it has at the very least gotten more accessible to the common man.
Yeah, I actually know about the struggles of trying to work with AI firsthand because a few weeks back, I attempted to learn to code. And I did that because I wanted to get an AI to read a bunch of our scripts and create an entirely new episode based on all of that data. Needless to say, it was a lot of work, and I just ended up very frustrated. But we have got some people smarter than me on our Discord trying to figure it out. And at some point, we might actually do that.
Much appreciated that, yes. Ricky downloaded the bundle, learn how to code.
Yeah.
$1, pay what you want. He saved thousands on this thing.
Python, that's a snake.
It'll choke you to death.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for now, there's a new website called Talk to Transformer from a developer named Adam King, who utilized some open tech created by OpenAI and its new AI language system GPT-2 to allow people to enter a string of text into a box, have the algo analyze it, and then create a story, conversation, or answer based on what you typed in. So we could obviously show you some examples by entering simple writing prompts like, Bill went to the grocery store and, or by entering something like, how will the weather be next month? But instead, we decided to push this AI to its limits by digging through old scripts of weekly weird news and tossing the Transformer some headlines used in older episodes. So robots.
Let's see if they can take over. Yeah, so basically everything that we're about to do, it's going to be created by this AI, except for the headlines. And we're just gonna read word for word what it comes up with and see what happens and see if our jobs are on the line. Maybe it'll make sense. Maybe it won't. It really doesn't most of the time. So anyways, buckle up. Let's see what this bad boy can do. Take it away.
Hold on, you read that wrong. So buckle up and let's see what Florida man can do. I think that was
There's a lot, yeah. I chose some real gems here. And I think hypotheses here, our jobs are safe currently.
For now.
But you can tell that it's learning.
It's getting close. It's
yeah.
getting close.
There were some that I put in there it was like, this actually seems like a real story, although all the facts are wrong, but it seems like a real story. Obviously, those were boring. So I specifically was like, these came out kind of okay. Let's see how these go.
Let's see what you got.
Take it away.
Okay, these are all new to me, so
okay,
I'm very
again,
excited.
we started with headlines, and then the story is written by the AI.
Okay, so this is a real headline. Man busted with 800 pounds of lemons in Southern California.
Go on.
Now the AI takes over. 2 middle school teachers were arrested July 9th, 2007, after they busted a 12-year-old boy's pants and then stole $80 worth of lemonade at lunch. According to the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, Joseph Thomas Jones, Joto Jones, 17 of Raleigh, and Joseph John Wilson, Jojo Will, 17 of Charlotte, were both arrested at about 10 a.m. on suspicion of larceny and released without conviction. The boys allegedly said the lemonade was going to be thrown in the garbage as well as taken back by the officer. Officers found a 12 of a liter of lemons and a 16-ounce bottle of orange juice at the scene. The two were placed under arrest by state patrol troopers and taken back to their vehicle on a nearby road where they were eventually turned over to South Carolina State Patrol deputies. They were both released with no charges. North Carolina State Patrol Detective John Odell said he told both that at least...
Nice.
Now see, I like that ending. All the way through, I'm like...
At least
He
lets everyone else fill in the rest. It's great.
It's sort of like a dad who's not... He's like, well...
At least what?
And that is the allegory.
Next up, parents are paying tutors to stop their kids getting owned at Fortnite.
All right, this ought to be rich.
The AI story. The parents of a Fortnite player are suing a video game provider for bullying them for not taking their kids to Disneyland. Kathleen Smith says her 11-year-old daughter, Ashley, is upset that she isn't getting to attend her favorite amusement park. Ashley said she wants more time with her parents and said she wants to get to Disneyland as soon as possible. But Fortnite developer Epic Games has banned her from playing. They have a completely unfair business method, said Smith, according to the Daily Mail. You have an 11-year-old girl who is upset because she is not going to buy her favorite park ticket. Smith and her family filed suit a week ago demanding that Epic Games take down the game and refund them all $250.
At least
jobs are safe.
At least. Okay.
It's like so I think that the AI is just like, it's like gathering all this information, I think, through Google News searches and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, Fortnite gets sued a lot. Fortnite's a kid's game. Kids love Disneyland.
Yeah.
So let's just mash this all up.
So my early hot take on it is it's sort of like when you catch a child, a 3-year-old like you're talking about, in a lie, and they just start making a story up.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I'm an adult and this is a boring lie. So I'm going to go back to doing what I'm going to do and just stop whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like accusing a child of doing something, like you're a principal at a school, and you just let them go and just see what they come up with.
What did you do with Fortnite?
Well, Fortnite wouldn't let me go to Disneyland.
Yeah. All right. Can we turn this to some real sports entertainment?
Yes.
WWE star Kane elected mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
So yeah, this entire story is read as if Kane was being interviewed by the local news station in Tennessee. So here, you'll be Kane. Here's what Kane apparently said, according to the AI.
Would you like a voice?
No, it's fine. I don't even know what. Kane was a 90s
you
one, and
respect me so little.
Did he have like a voice? Wasn't he silent?
Yes.
I haven't seen WWE or F in a while.
I'm old school. Anyway, this is Kane being interviewed because he was mayor.
Yeah.
When we got the call, of course, it was a no-brainer. It's just like going to medical school. You have to be patient and come with the best doctors. If Hulk Hogan gets elected, there's no reason anyone should vote against him. There's every reason to vote for him. I don't know whether to put my finger on a red carpet or a dark room. And I went with the red carpet, classic Kane, by the way. We don't live in Hollywood, and we never will, Ricky, who lives in or near Hollywood. If Hogan beats him, I'd rather be the leader of America than the one on the dark side of the planet. Okay, now this...
Sounds realistic, like something Kane would say.
It sounds like something Kane would say.
Also, he doesn't seem like he wants to be mayor. He wants Hulk Hogan to win.
He oddly got... That's like getting on your wedding day. Oh,
thanks.
Topical. Being like, do you take this one when you're like, I do. But you know who'd be a better... You mean I'm
Hulk
like,
Hogan.
it'll be a better husband? Hulk Hogan would.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this. Next up, obese American passenger forces Taiwanese flight attendant to wipe his butt on plane.
And just a reminder, this is a real headline.
This is a real headline. The story...
From a computer.
From a computer. A woman in Taiwan has had a fat-shaming nightmare because her airline insisted she wipe her anus on the plane. Airline employee Ziquao Yu called for other passengers to clean themselves and to shave if they disrespect her. Cute AirAsia flight attendant, who has her seat empty, has been ridiculed online. She said, "If you don't clean your ass, I will slap you so hard that your ass will go black." Yu also claimed that one of her colleagues was fat and suggested people eat some shit and shit them. "If you don't clean your butt, I will slap you so hard your ass will go black. If you do not clean your butt, I will put a big slap on you to prove you are fat," she wrote.
Okay, now this one's my speed.
Definitely a fat-shaming nightmare.
My question is, are there criteria like 18 plus allowing... You know how you can tell Google Maps, no highways today?
I think it's like if you put in a swear word or like a part of the human anatomy that is funny, then I think the AI is like, oh cool, we're having fun with this, and then goes a little like haywire, which is adorable. Again, like a kid. When a kid's like hears you saying shit and it's like, ha, shit. You're like, well, he doesn't know what it means, but maybe don't say that when you go into kindergarten.
Like when your boss cracks a beer at work, you're like, oh.
Now we can all do it.
Now everybody's cracked. Everybody's slapping asses till they're black. That's an odd thing because it came up twice as in if it was, the AI was really proud of itself.
Really wanted to hit that home.
Yeah, all right.
Remember that when I said she'd slap you so hard you'd ass go black?
Watch this. I'll do it again.
Now, there were some headlines that kind of just fell into the story, and this is one of those, so we're just going to read it as it's typed out.
Okay, so this one is...
It starts with a real headline, but it goes straight into the...
Oh,
it
cool.
feeds into its own story. So,
Neat. So we don't know where the... Okay, you don't know where the line goes. Here we go. Crystal meth is North Korea's trendiest Lunar New Year gift, with more than 25,000 handmade items found last year in the country's factories. North Korea is also believed to produce the most popular ice cream in the world. North Korean people are the world's most popular ice cream drinkers. And some people believe China is also making methamphetamine. The Chinese were the first to crack the code and to become the top user of methamphetamine in recent years, followed closely by North Korea and Russia. But as more and more Chinese found out that their Chinese counterparts were not being paid in money for their meth use, they began to start producing and growing their own and exporting their own products. Okay, now...
Wait, you guys are making money doing this?
But I like how the Chinese are worried about the Chinese. So then this is maybe the most fever dream
they're
of
like,
them.
Hold on, you guys have been getting paid for doing meth?
So we're not getting paid in money?
I've just been doing it for free.
Hold on a second. What are the Russians up to?
Well, they're in second or third place as far as meth use goes. But as we all know from the article, North Koreans love drinking ice cream.
They love, ice cream drinks. You don't know, not straight ice cream. It's when you mix it with meth and water and
probably
put it in the
some
blender.
CBD.
On pulse, but it'll go zoop, zoop.
Moving on. Bomb threat at a Home Depot turned out to be a man warning others about how badly he needed to use the restroom with a gun to take care of himself. It's one thing to make a few mental images of your friend when using the restroom with a gun, but it's a whole different thing to make a few mental images of yourself while using that restroom with a gun. Advertisement. Yeah, so the AI literally added an advertisement to the story. So what better time than now to utilize this algorithmic indication for an ad break than to do one of our own. And we will come back with a few more of these news stories. But this episode, it's brought to you by Stitch Fix, not created by an algorithm, an actual service.
100% real.
Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that delivers your favorite clothing brands right to your door. To get started, you're going to go to stitchfix.com/newsday, and you're going to answer some questions about your preferred style, and your personal shopper will ship you a box of clothes, shoes, and accessories. There's no commitment required, and you only pay for what you keep. Shipping, exchanges, and returns, they're always free. Plus, the $20 styling fee is automatically applied towards anything you keep from your box. You'll never have to think about looking good again with Stitch Fix. When I went on my little mini moon to DC, guess what I was wearing?
Stitch Fix.
Looked great. Everyone loved it.
Yeah. So get started today at stitchfix.com/newsday and get an extra 25% off when you keep everything in your box. That's stitchfix.com/newsday, stitchfix.com/newsday. All right, so let's go back to some AI created stories, which are fake, unlike Stitch Fix.
Yeah,
which
so
is real.
This one, okay, this one's a bit strange again.
No.
So this one starts off with a headline, but then it just automatically goes into a conversation between two people.
Okay.
So the two people's names, they are Ricardo and I guess Wonky and Gilly. So I guess you'd be playing the roles of Wonky and Gilly, and I will obviously be playing Ricardo.
Yes, obviously.
So here's the headline, and then we're just gonna do this like Laurel and Hardy.
And this was when you stopped respecting us. So
Yes.
okay.
Man without pants falls through Alabama Waffle House ceiling. What do you mean, rise? That's a euphemism for fuck. Who were we kidding? That was a stupid joke.
Well, what about a big dick and a nice ass, you know?
We were trying to get a nice ass, you know?
Why?
Because I'm a very hot and horny guy.
I bet you are.
Well, we should get married by the end of the week.
I'm not gay.
Oh, I'll show you.
And who would be the husband? Not me, not Ricardo, huh?
Then there's someone named the Joker that says that's a bad idea.
Can we do it like Mario? That's a bad idea.
You can do it like the Joker.
That's a bad idea.
I think
him combing his hair back.
You're like way below the 30 Seconds to Mars guy right now.
Okay, let me see yours then. Oh, see, not that easy.
Well, it takes a while. If you're going to go method, it takes a while to get into it.
You know what? I'm wearing makeup that says damaged on my
I haven't
forehead.
sent any used condoms or butt plugs to my cat.
It's a bad idea! That's Macho
Perfect.
Man. No, that was too Macho Man. Anyway, are you kidding me?
And then but Wonky and Ricardo both leave, and then a cab driver says, "Oh my God, that was a close call."
Okay, so we got some notes.
Pretty topical considering, what was it, James Charles, the YouTuber, tried to convince a straight man to be gay for him or something like that recently. I haven't dug too much into that story because I don't care, but it seems like the algorithm is pulling from trending topics.
Can we go back to the headline, or what was that? The headline?
There's a guy fell through the roof of a Waffle House, spawned this conversation.
And I feel like that this took some real liberties, because earlier on, you drop a shit in there, you drop an ass, fat shaming. This thing's like, I know where you want to go.
This thing immediately was trying to have
the rails.
like a horny gay guy convince a straight guy to have sex with him or marry him.
Maybe it went on like Urban Dictionary, it scraped that info or something, and like a Waffle House is when a Cleveland steamer walks into a donkey punch.
Yep, smothered, covered, and flipped and script or whatever whatever it's called when they do the stuff with all those hash browns. Anyways, just for fun, we gave some examples of our own and we let the AI do its thing. With this one, we typed in, "Digital media is dying." Here's a story for that.
Digital media is dying. It's dead and in search of a new leader. You don't see that anymore, so they can come at me with their bullshit, with their BS, and with their BS on TV. They can't just turn on the television and say, "Hey, you're no good to me. I'm going to kick your ass." And what does a media reporter want? A bully who will use my voice against me or against anybody who is against me? And he's going to say, "You're no good to us or to the public for you to do this stuff with your mouth." Watch this video about Glenn Greenwald on the Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer. I have never worked with a woman in any field. No, not just in politics, not just in journalism, not just even writing. I've gone through a women's caucus before, and you'd like that person who looks like she's going through a men's caucus, and the people who do it tend not to be nice to each other, or they tend to work well together. I think I just fucking went insane.
You're on a list.
Whoo, wow.
You're on a Tumblr list and a Twitter list now.
Oh, man.
That Glenn Greenwald, really outspoken. Well, when you're in front of Wolf Blitzer, it's everyone's very chatty.
They go. That that was the first time I read that. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
The voice I think helped. I was in the ballpark with it, but it was very monotonous. You know what? I would think that if anybody has to do a monologue for any classes, acting, school.
Oh,
whatever,
AI is perfect because it's like you can get thrown a loop, and as long as you can read through an AI script, you should be able to read something created by a human.
I feel like that's what Mother, that Aronofsky, that was probably written by an AI.
Yeah.
Rough.
There's one of those planes.
Oh, there's a plane.
Next, we typed in, "Elon Musk likes anime and marijuana." Here's the story. In a July interview with The Guardian, Musk revealed he has a cannabis cultivation facility in his back garden, where he's been growing marijuana for the last 12 years. The founder of PayPal, Tesla, and SpaceX says that he likes the idea of cannabis edibles and has been smoking since he was 10 years old because it's better for you. He also mentioned in the interview that he has, quote, "a pretty high tolerance for anything that comes out of the assholes of his mother."
Wow, okay. That sort of buries the lead, like, "Hey, what's up, Elon Musk?
My mom has 2 assholes.
Okay. The cool cars, this thing, you might have seen me on Rogan. My mom's got a couple of assholes, and I respect anything
Wait, hold on. Can we realize that?
What'd you say? And I was like, Joe Rogan? I was on Joe Rogan. You know, the face, you made the meme of me?
Oh, you're talking about my mom's assholes?
Oh, my mom's assholes. Yes, the 2 of them.
Okay. Well, finally, because we're all exhausted with these, we entered in, "Jacob Wall is a fucking idiot." To which the AI responded, "Jacob Wall is a fucking idiot and he hates me. I can only think of one explanation. He is a fucking idiot."
Wow.
AI very full of...
That is so concise. So, the snake eating its tail, but
and the shortest response.
Yeah, because it's like, this asshole, I'm not gonna...
Which asshole?
The right Well, my right or your right, Mom? Hold on. Which one? Anyway.
So I have a quest for people in the comments. Whatever comment that you were gonna leave on the video, write like the first 4 words of that comment, and then put it into we'll link the AI in the description.
That's really fun.
And then just let the AI write the rest of the comment for you, and we'll see which one is the most voted.
And we'll take it from there.
Yeah, but enough of the made-up stories based off real headlines and search terms. Let's talk about actual real stories from the world of tech from this past week. And ironically enough, or unironically enough,
you son of a mother with 2 assholes.
we're starting with Elon Musk. Now, okay, should we do a bad Elon Musk story or a good Elon Musk story?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I've been pretty happy recently, so we'll start with a nice one.
It's a good one. We got a good one.
We got a good one. Because if all goes well with the launch this week, Elon and SpaceX, they'll have taken one of the first major steps towards covering our thick Earth with low-cost, high-speed internet, thanks to their Starlink project.
Last February was the first test launch, but that mission was basically just to test out 2 prototype versions of the satellites named Tintin A and Tintin B. The launch that's scheduled for this week will see SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket carrying 60 production-designed satellites into orbit. And according to Musk himself, the man whose mom has 2 assholes, allegedly, there's a lot that could go wrong with this first mission. And even if everything goes as planned, they're going to need 6 more launches for minor coverage and 12 more for moderate coverage. And since this is Elon Musk we're talking about, it's probably not a coincidence that his initial plans for a total of 7 launches of 60 satellites, resulting in minor coverage, equals how many Starlink satellites in orbit? 420. Blaze it.
We did it.
We did it, everybody.
Now, probably not a coincidence, but he didn't, at the very least, acknowledge...
69.
Yeah, we need 69 of these.
24.
He didn't acknowledge this publicly, but someone did point it out on Twitter, and Musk replied to that person and said, that might not be my lucky number. This is obviously a clear reference to his recent troubles with the SEC over tweets about taking Tesla private at $420 per share. Got him in some hot water. Obviously, not very happy about that number
Not
right
everything needs to be a bit.
Turns out making a joke that my lovely girlfriend Grimes would love isn't the best thing to do for the company.
She smokes the weed on
Now, okay, sure. It's pretty funny that it's going to take 420 blazing satellites to bring minor internet coverage to the world. But we obviously can't give him shit for this because the Starlink project, at face value, it has some pretty noble goals. 420, it's literally just the base number needed for the project to work because the ultimate goal at this point is for SpaceX to deploy around 12,000 of these satellites, and that'll really kick things into high gear and just smother us all in sweet, sweet internet access. That definitely will not be used in any nefarious means.
Nope, never. Won't be used for typing in certain things, which I won't say is in there. Be on the record forever. So yes, we can, however, give elongated muskrat some shit this week because he's in legal trouble once again. Lost that bet. This time thanks to his tweets last year aimed at Vernon Unsworth, the guy who helped rescue the children's Thai soccer team from that cave last year. Remember that piece of... Well, I'm not going to say anything, but remember that guy who needed to be taken down a peg?
It feels like 3 years ago.
Long time.
Yeah.
We are aging at a rapid pace mentally because of the internet. So in case you've been living under a rock and this feels like real time to you, or inside of a flooded cave for the last year, we're sure you already know what happened, but here's a real quick refresher. Elon Musk tried to be a hero and invent a child coffin, submarine that rescuers could use to save the trapped kids stuck inside of the cave that was flooded. The rescuers didn't need his submarine, and one of the rescuers in particular didn't seem too stoked that Musk was getting a ton of attention for something they didn't really end up using or need. So instead of just, I don't know, being a normal guy, just a cool guy who moves on with his life, Musk decided to publicly accuse Unsworth of being a pedophile, then doubled down on the claim by saying he'd, quote, bet ya a signed dollar it's true, and then saying that Unsworth had moved to Thailand to marry a 12-year-old. He also, at some point during this whole thing, emailed BuzzFeed News to reportedly accuse Unsworth of being a child rapist after all this awesomeness went down. Musk then said that if none of it were true, then why hadn't he been sued for saying it yet? Haha, that bulletproof. Gotcha. Oh, wait, well, turns out he actually was being sued and he'd already been sent a notification of the pending lawsuit before he even tweeted out the claim of, why haven't I been sued yet? I'm Elon Musk. And then this week we got an update about all this with the news and the Musk versus the Unsworth defamation case. It's actually going to be going to trial later this year.
Yeah.
So this is one of those, I don't know, a tagline, shut the fuck up moments.
Yes, you would be correct.
I feel like he needs a pin in his vocal cords.
Not only are you correct, all he had to do was if he just shut the fuck up just after he'd made the first ridiculous claim, he'd still be fine, because the most ridiculous part of all of this is that according to the district judge that's presiding over this whole thing, if Elon had simply just called him a pedo and left it at that, Unsworth, he wouldn't really have a solid case against him because defamation law doesn't apply to opinions or derogatory hyperbole. But the thing is, Elon doubled down on his claims through further tweets and correspondence with news organizations about the claim, and that's the reason that the case can and will be brought to trial. Because according to that judge, a reasonable fact finder could easily conclude that Elon Musk's statements implied assertions of objective fact.
Yeah, it's a thing of going hey man, you're the stupidest person ever to exist.
Yeah.
You've dog shit for brains, right? And then I stop there. But then if I start getting into no, I've seen the x-rays, I've talked to doctors, and Ricky here has actual dog shit for brains. I don't know why I'm being mean to you, but it's that type of thing where he just really prided it. And that's just something that, come on, man. You fucking make electric cars and you're making rockets and you're being mean to a dude who's just rescuing kids from a cave?
I don't know. Anyways, we won't know until October if Elon will be found guilty or what his penalties will be if he is. But it's just one more loose end that we all need to tie up before we can all finally go back to enjoying the technological advancements that Musk is responsible for. Hopefully the last thing we need to tie up. And, it would just be nice to enjoy Elon Musk again instead of watching him torpedo his goodwill by just shitposting nonstop.
You just did 420 satellites. We get it. Stop killing people with pedos. So we had a lot of fun today, but it wouldn't be an episode of Tech Newsday without some horrifying proof that we're all living in a dystopian nightmare. See, you sound like Beetlejuice. You say my name 3 times and ruin your fucking
Phil shows
day.
up and brings the hurt.
Yes, so here is your weekly story about how we're all fucked and what's the point anymore. So here we go. All angry now. An app that we hadn't really heard of, but apparently has been very popular since, launching 5 years ago, has been using all of your photos. All of them to train its facial recognition technology. Is allegedly selling or attempting to sell that tech and data to private companies, law enforcement, and the military, according to a recent NBC News report. Now there's the Phil they came to see and shit all over their Tuesday.
Tell me how my life is fun.
So the app is called Ever, and basically a cloud storage app for your photos. It allows you to organize and store all your memories while freeing up space in your phone. Oh,
sounds great.
According to the report, Ever added some notes to its privacy policy. That thing no one ever reads, but they totally should. If they find themselves with a few hours of free time, you can just scroll and scroll. So that privacy policy basically states that the photos that millions of their users hosted with them could be used to train their facial recognition system. Then, thanks to you, they can sell that tech to whoever they damn well please.
Yeah.
So after reaching out to the company, Ever's CEO did clarify they promise that no actual photos or identifying information would be sold. No, never. And just the tech that they develop using the billions and billions of photos of you kind people. So they also indicated that they've been forthcoming about this the whole time on their website. And they actually encourage public agencies to use their tech to provide your citizens and law enforcement personnel with the highest degree of protection from crime, violence, and injustice. So
they're actually superheroes.
This is the classic example of if you're getting something for free,
a
product for free, it's not for free, you're the product. And that sucks.
And even if you're paying for something, you're also probably...
There's some stuff.
Yes.
There's some stuff in there. It's a real...
Again, look, it's hard to point out and shame just this company for doing this. And considering other tech giants, they've been doing the same thing for years.
Rhymes with Google. No, it's Google. It's Google.
It rhymes with Facebook and Foogle.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just another heads up for consumers that pretty much everything that you willingly put online, it's going to be analyzed and used by companies in some way, and you're basically getting nothing in return other than a place to dump thousands of shitty photos that you're never going to look at again anyway.
You go, it's a junk drawer that you never have to clean out, but guess what? They have robots that will happily clean that out and organize it.
What's the Netflix lady's name? Mary Kondo?
Yeah.
Yeah, she should just have an app where you send all of your photos to her app and they just delete them immediately.
Does this photo bring you joy? Does it bring me joy? Delete.
Yeah, you click the joy button, and if you click the joy button, it stays on your phone. And if you don't, it just fucking evaporates into nothing.
I know, but when I get hammered and listfully look back at my life and want to scroll through everything and get depressed at the good times I had previously, where can I go? I can go to an app that's going to use an AI to scan all the photos, sell them to cops.
Can't wait to look at all those concert photos I took at that one concert that I'm going to look at over and over and over again, despite being 100 feet away from the artist and the lighting being bad for photographs.
Off topic, are you going to that vertical video concert where the sound's all blown out and you record and everyone goes woo and they kind of block your face like this with the phones?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's wherever I am.
Anyways, good to be back. It's been a week. Elliot is now on his honeymoon, his real honeymoon, and he's in New Zealand for like 2 weeks. So we'll have some rotating guests,
popping in
some
here.
good times.
Yeah.
And thanks again for sticking with us through this very awkward month of us becoming adults and all happening at the same time, where I get married, then Elliot goes on his honeymoon, and then finally, in June, we join forces again and hopefully don't go anywhere for a little while. But it'll be good because then it's our 1 year Internet Today anniversary, so we get to go on our own honeymoon with you, the viewers.
That's the first term I'm going to put in. On the 1 year Internet Today honeymoon.
Yeah.
The viewers at home and Ricky and Elliot climb into a bed and...
Me and your mother love you very much, and we'll be back together very soon as he's done exploring the worlds of hobbits or whatever. Anyways, go check out the Patreon if you're feeling generous, and also you can become a member by clicking the join button below the video. Watch some episodes that Elliot did over here, and stay tuned for me being increasingly tired after finally getting some rest.
That's great.
It really snaps me back into the routine of having bags under my eyes.
Having all sorts of stuff here. And hey, a quick question. Do you know what this show has in common with Elon Musk's mom?
Two assholes.
Two assholes.
Nice.
Bye.